Welcome to another edition of Coach's Corner, part of the podcast where I get to share a few thoughts and try to help each of our listeners with their pool journey. This is Demetrius Jelatis with mnpoolbootcamp.com. Feel free to follow me on Facebook or shoot me an email if you have any questions you'd like me to talk about. Again, you can reach me at info@mn, like Minnesota, poolbootcamp.com. All right, this week I just wanted to talk real quick. I had an interesting conversation with some folk on AZ Billiards, and so but I was kind of thinking about what is the foundation of a good pool game. And one difference that I have with a lot of people in their mind, they think that the foundation of a good pool game is fundamentals. You know, that fundamentals are what you build everything else on, and that you have to have a good foundation and good stroke and good pre-shot routine and good, stance and all this thing. And that if you can somehow build the right fundamentals, that everything will just fall into place. And I've never felt that way. I've felt that what the actual foundation of a good pool game is a burning desire to put together a high level of pool. And so what I would say would be a clear vision. Call it a goal if you want to call it a goal, or call it just a real clear vision of where you want to be and a burning desire to get there. I believe that is the foundation of the pool game, and that fundamentals are subservient. They play a role. They are a part of achieving that vision, but they are a tool, and they are just simply part of the formula. They're part of the recipe. It is not the be-all, end-all. And so why do I think that's important? First of all, I have evidence for this. I mean, I think you can point at a lot of champions of the past that got to the highest levels that may not have had traditionally great fundamentals, but they all had a burning desire, and they all had a clear vision of how they wanted to put their game together and what they were trying to do at the table. But I don't think there's ever been an example of somebody that just put together their fundamentals so well that they just couldn't help but beat everybody in the world. And I mean, I don't know, I'm just kind of hitting balls, but my fundamentals are so good, I somehow win all these tournaments. I just haven't seen that. And so I don't think that's correct. I don't think that's correct. Now, nowadays, of course, the top champions do have good fundamentals as well. But I still believe that those are a tool that follow. And so one of the thought experiments I kind of was toying with was that if a person has a clear vision of what they're trying to do, then their fundamentals will come together in an effort to serve that vision. So if I have a vision of playing real clean pool, pocketing balls smoothly, getting from ball to ball, if I have that, and if I can almost taste it, and I want that so bad that it's just, I can't wait to get to the table. Well, I know that good fundamentals are part of that. And so then my fundamentals will develop to help me achieve that vision. And in particular, if I'm trying to get more precise with the cue ball, and I'm trying to get more precise with my striking and my tip accuracy, and I'm trying to get more consistent with my shot making, then I can have a picture in my head of the results I want, and my fundamentals will get better and better as I try to make that happen. Now, of course, I might need to steer them a little bit. You need to learn, so you can watch top players or get some lessons or, work on them a little bit. But you've got to work on your fundamentals gently and steer them gently in an effort to hit your target as far as your vision. And I do think that being too controlling with the fundamentals and thinking that if you could just somehow control your fundamentals, you'll control the game. And it's a little stranglish. You need to be a little bit more, gentle, detached leading of your fundamentals as opposed to heavy-handed control. It's so the alternative though is that if you don't have the right vision in your head, then there's no amount of stroking into a Coke bottle to where your tip accuracy and your cue ball is going to get really precise. Because if you don't have a picture of how it's going to come together and what you're trying to do with the cue ball and how you're trying to run your patterns and how you're trying to shoot your balls in, then your fundamentals aren't going to improve. Even if you're trying to work on them in a vacuum and say, I'm going to work on my fundamentals. But if you're not asking for the right things of yourself, your fundamentals aren't going to deliver things you're not asking from yourself. So you can develop these fine, smooth-looking fundamentals and play mediocre pool because you don't have the right goal or you don't have the right amount of fuel to get there. And so it's a little bit of a chicken and egg, and it's a little bit of what is the actual foundation. But hopefully I said that clearly enough to where you can take away the point, which is if you have a clear vision and you say, here's what I want my game to look like, and then when you play, you try to achieve those results. And fundamentals are a way that you can use on your road to achieving those results. But they have to serve that purpose. They will only develop strongly if you have a need for them. Necessity is the mother of invention. By having that goal and that vision and that desire, you've created a need that those fundamentals will now strengthen to help fill. But if you ever find yourself going to a pool room or going to a tournament without fire in your belly, without a picture of how you want to play, of what you're trying to do that day, of how you're going to be meeting on your adversity, and why this is important, and ready to battle against all the adversity between you and your goal, and ready to try to perform and put together a nice performance on the table. If you don't have a picture of what that performance is and what you're trying to make it look like, and you're hungry and burning up to do it, it's not just going to come together. So I would say, as a pre-tournament or a pre-match checklist, can you picture what you're trying to do? Do you have an idea of what you're trying to accomplish today and how you want it to look? Is it burning you up to make it happen? And if so, then just focus on that. Focus on the output, and then that input will take care of itself a little bit. So that's what my thoughts are as far as the foundation. You definitely need to work on fundamentals. And as you ask for a lot out of your game, you will see a lot come from your fundamentals. But in the end, the foundation has got to have a real clear target of what you're trying to do, shot by shot, session by session. All right, hope that helps. If you have questions, again, you can reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any clarifying questions, or I find this to be a very important and interesting conversation. So thanks again, and thanks for listening. And
all right.